Right, here I am, Sunday morning, have a little walk along the river with my mates. There. If you look over there, see that tree just to the right of it? Oh, he's gone to the left now. There's a muntjac deer over there. Oh, he's hid behind the tree now. Right, let's see him. See him? No, I've got no zoom on this, but no one's bothering him. Yeah, bit of fresh air. Well, that was a shit start to the year, wasn't it? Hey, still it's 0 degrees now, but the sort of frost has gone. It's warming up a bit next week, but I'm not sure if it's really going to make lane temperatures. It depends how early it gets above 4 or 5 degrees, doesn't it, really, and how long you got of it. But yeah, not good. Right, yeah, the subject. See lots of posts, people moaning about bricks nowadays. Different sizes, too small, too big, what have you. I don't really know. I don't work on site, do I? But hasn't it always been like that, or is it just much worse now? I think it's always been like it. When I started in the 70s, most of the house bashing was all London Brick Company, LBC, Flittons. I know everyone moans about them, they're shit, and they are shit now, they're poor quality. They weren't always that bad. And they were good bricks, they're an earner. I would think 80% of the houses we built in them days, 70s and the 80s, were all LBC Flittons. They're lightweight, they're great for the odd carrier, and they're easy to lay. Right, they've got quite a big frog, bit of muck, but that's not really a problem. I quite liked them, really, you know, as an earner to work with, and generally they was all the same size. So in that respect, I never had that problem. But yellow stocks, like London stocks, no one was building them when I started. Them days had gone. They had the new metric ones, which weren't quite the same. And you know, you might do an extension out of second-hand stocks, but yeah, the LBCs were all much the same. I did work on a job in Windsor in the early 80s, and that was, I don't know, some kind of clay face brick, handmade brick, machine made brick, I don't know. And it's a big job. I don't know what it was, a shopping centre, I can't even remember. And they'd gauge boxes, the exact size of the bricks, what they had to be, and they had labourers placing the bricks in the gauge box, and if they didn't fit or they rattled about it, they was chucked out. They was put on a pallet and took away. So every brick we had was the same size, which was good. There's a cormorant over there, look, 2 cormorants over there. Fish eating buggers. Yeah, so yeah, LBC Flittons, we never had that. But any other jobs I went on where we had, you know, handmade bricks or whatever, there was always that problem. There was always different sizes, and we just got over it, really. You know, on the flank, you definitely plumb up the centre. I mean, if we, you know, 2 bricklayers on the flank, I like to plumb the centre up and both work from the centre back to the corner. Then that's always going to be bang on. Same as on the gable. But that's the bloke runs the weir there. That's where Kingswear. What was I saying? Yeah, so we'd plumb out in the middle, but you just got over it. And if you had 2 or 3 small bricks, you know, you wouldn't lay them all together. You know, you'd put them to the side and then pop them up later if you've got a bit forward. Yeah, look, there's 2 muntjacs there. They're hardly moving, but see them? Yeah, wildlife over here this morning. I forgot what I was saying again now. Yeah, so you know, you select your bricks, really. That's how you get over it and keep it as best as you can. 2 muntjac there, look. Happily grazing there. Yes, I don't think things have changed that much unless these bricks are really that bad nowadays. I mean, there's British standards, isn't there? They can't go below that. I'd say, I think people have been a bit fussy, really. But let me just read you something. This is from a book written in 1885, right? Architects are generally under the impression that the bricks used in and about London are something under 9 inches in length, 4.5 inches wide and 2.5 inches thick. The thickness may be about right, but the other dimensions are decidedly wrong. Excuse me. This causes a great deal of trouble to the bricklayer when working to plans, because if he is asked to build a wall, for instance, 18 inches thick, the regular bond of a 2-brick wall, which is impossible to go without cutting the bricks. He says bricks as they are from 9 inches to 9.5 inches, no, to 9.25 inches in length, and never less the former. He also goes on to say that bricklayers have to cut so many 3/4 or long bats in face work to keep the cross joints quarter bond on the stretchers. So it's nothing new. And if you study old brickwork and look at some old walls, you'll see the big headers where they had to make them bigger and that, and bricks cropped and that. But they weren't working price work in them days, were they? Well, they were sort of working price work, but most of the bricklayers weren't on. But yeah, so what's going to happen next week, he asks. So here we are at the famous King's Weir in Hertfordshire on the River Lee. Part of my walk today was actually someone fishing. The British Record Barbel was caught just downstream from here. I don't know, about a month ago now. Broke British record. Something else for a river like this, really. But, yeah, beautiful spot, summer or winter. Yeah, next week. I think it's getting a bit better in the weather, so we'll see. Might be liable. Right, lovely to leave you. I'm going to finish my walk with a couple of pints. Go on to a nice roast dinner. Happy Sundays.